It's time to do a bit of a collection update now that I've started to get things out and displayed. What's going on, everybody? If you've seen my last video, you may have noticed that we moved. We bought a new house, and even though it was like only a few minutes away from our old one, everything had to get packed up and moved, but I'm really happy about how the collection is starting to really come together. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch it right up here, or it's there. I don't remember how this stuff works. It's time to do a bit of a collection update now that I've started to get things out and displayed. There has been some time that has passed, and I have picked up a few new VHS tapes, including one Grail and a comic that I have been looking for a really long time. One that has eluded me both in price and one that was in good enough condition. I wasn't looking for mint, but I wanted something that was worthy of the collection to display. But let's get things started with what new VHS tapes I have acquired. All of these tapes, I said that weird. All of these tapes I paid less than 25 cents for because I went into this thrift shop and they had restocked, which was great. The tapes are normally 25 cents a piece, but it was like a half off all books and movies, and I had to go find a bunch more tapes just to kind of make the minimum credit card limit. So anyways, without further ado, let's see what I picked up. Starting things off, I picked up Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe. This is an old Republic serial of the Flash Gordon from the comic strips. No mold, looks good. And I don't know about you, but if you're of about the same age as me, you would rush home to watch Disney Afternoon, so I had to pick up this DuckTales tape. This is DuckTales Duck to the Future. It's got Magic and Dispel on the front with Uncle Scrooge. Pretty good. Now the next three tapes are kind of in a theme, not on purpose. They just were sitting right next to each other, and when they're less than 25 cents, I picked them up. I didn't even look to see if I already had these. There's a good chance I might have like one of these. But let's go with Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. If I didn't already have this, I'm glad I do now own this. This is a classic movie. Really love this. Next up, the theme is Jim Carrey, if you haven't figured out. The Cable Guy. Not my favorite Jim Carrey, but still a classic nonetheless, and I did not have this in my collection. And rounding things out, because things work really well in threes, let's go with Liar Liar. This is a really good one, and it's gonna have a nice place in my collection. I feel like I need to start a collection of the next franchise. I think I might have the first one, but I definitely don't have Tremors 3. I don't think that they get any better after this. In fact, the first one's the best of them. I don't think anybody can argue that. But I think after we get to Tremors 3, I don't know where the franchise goes, and I don't think I've seen any of the ones past Tremors 3, with the exception of maybe like, I think I saw one on the Sci-Fi Channel back in the day, like when it was a made-for-TV. But anyways, Tremors 3, it's going in the collection. I was thinking, do I have? Now that I think about it, I don't know if I have the first one. I picked this one up just to get me over the threshold, but it's Tom Hanks and it's Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Joe versus the Volcano. I almost said Goldie Hawn, but it's not. Joe versus the Volcano. This is a great movie. This is really fun. This is like a best of, like a hits collection, like when they would re-release the stuff. So not really what I normally like to look for. I like to try to find like, the first versions, the first printings. But when it's like, what's half of 25 cents? I don't know. All right, next up, classic Tombstone. I have to admit, haven't seen it. I know, it's classic. I own this on DVD as well with the intention to watch it. I feel like now that I have this on VHS, I can watch this on my little Panasonic Color Pilot TV that I have next to my desk, so I can have this kind of like in the background at work. It's a long movie. I think what's the running time on this thing? It's 130 minutes. Oh, that's not that bad. Just a little over 2 hours. I have one Grail. This one did not come from the thrift shop. There are others from the thrift shop, but I didn't feel like those were necessarily ones I wanted to put on the channel. It's classic 1980s film, and it's from Disney, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's Flight of the Navigator. I got this one off of eBay. Man, this is a really good one. It's got the first one of the first big appearances of Sarah Jessica Parker in it, and it's got Paul Rubens as the voice of the alien flying, the whole spaceship thing. This is such a good movie and such a big part of my childhood. The music is great. The visual effects are fantastic. It features a fully CG spaceship. And this was, what's the date on this? It's one of the earliest appearances of like photorealistic computer generated graphics. I think, and I don't know if this is 100% fact checked, but I'll just go ahead and say this, at Walt Disney World, one of the spaceship props they've used as like, it's in Tomorrowland in like a refreshment area. I don't understand. I think it used to be a part of, you could see it on the Walt Disney World Hollywood Studios when it was MGM Studios. They had like a studio tour and you could like see the spaceship as we were like on the tram tour, kind of like the Universal Studio Tour experience. But if you haven't seen Flight of the Navigator, I encourage you. I think it's streaming on Disney Plus. Please go check it out. It's fantastic. And finally, for the last piece in my collection that I've recently acquired, it's a comic book that I have been looking for. I own the entire run when it was in Marvel, when it was in DC. I got the Dark Horse ones. This character cannot seem to find a home. It's Doc Savage. This is the Gold Key 1965. There's only one issue that they made. The prices on this comic are all over the place. $15, $20 for a really poor quality. And then there's like graded ones for hundreds of dollars. And so I've been just keeping my eye out for like an auction that I could find that would be just a good opportunity to maybe find and get a good price for it. And I did. I got it for like $25 plus shipping. And it's not perfect. There are some spine ticks. There is, some wear around the edges, but it is from 1965, and at a time when kids would just get comics, they'd read it and throw it away. So I'm really happy to have this in the collection. So not a huge amount of new things because when you buy a new house and you move, you're watching your money. But thankfully, a lot of the stuff was really cheap. So it's really fun to be a VHS collector because of that. So I hope you'll come back for another video. If you haven't already, do the things down here. And remember to be cool, be kind, and collect. See you later.